إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله شهادة تنجينا من عذاب النار ويدخلنا الجنة من غير سابقة عذاب ولا عقاب وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه أشهد أنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة ومحى الغمة وجاهد في الله حق الجهاد حتى أتاه اليقين فصلاة وسلاما على عبدك ونبيك محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: قل إن الموت الذي تفرون منه فإنه ملاقيكم. وقال الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا مات ابن آدم انقطع عمله إلا من ثلاث: صدقة جارية، علم ينتفع به، أو ولد صالح يدعو له. رواه مسلم. أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. أما بعد, all praise to Allah, all praise to Allah, the one, the only, the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that He is the creator of this universe and He is the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is His messenger, true mercy sent to us. If you follow His path, inshallah will be in Jannah. Amma ba'd. All of us will agree, believing or not, Muslim or not, admitting or not, we will die. That's simple. No one will disagree on that part. If you believe that Allah exists or you believe that Allah doesn't exist, He believes that we'll die. Simple and easy. Now, why are we starting here? I went on discussion because what happened from 2 weeks ago, everyone knows last Sunday, not the Sunday before, Kobe Bryant died. And everyone started crying. And I was thinking about it. And even my kids talking, why? And the shock of his death made everyone think, why? And I thought about it. Why this shock happened? Why? Many people around us die every day. I go to Esna every day to pray on people died for 17 years, 23 years, 28 years. Everyone dies every year, left and right. Why he made this kind of shock? Let's think about it. Let's think about it. One, why he died? Why we believe that death comes only to the old people? He's young. He's 42. He's young. Then he shouldn't die. But maybe he's sick. He's healthy. Kobe Bryant was healthy. He's a basketball player. He's healthy. No problems about it. Okay, maybe everyone hates him. No, everyone loves him. He's a good man. Maybe he's poor. He cannot afford to go to a doctor. No, he's rich. Then the four things happened. That's why it was kind of a shock. Why he died? That's my reflection. But let's see. Let's see. Everyone was sad about it. But I asked the people when I went to the Islamic school, how long do you believe that everyone will remember him? Almost 2 weeks now? Let's say next month, next year. Who will remember him? The close people around him. I told them, even the youth, do you remember your grandfather? Do you remember him? I ask everyone here, even if you saw your father, if your father is dead, how many times do you remember your father? If he's alive and back home, how many times do you call him? How many times? Oh, I called my father today. 2 minutes! And he recorded 3 minutes. I called, what? 3 minutes you call your father? Who is the second reason for your existence? You call him 2-3 minutes a day? Oh yeah, alhamdulillah. I have a lot of things behind me. Now let's say who died. How many times do you remember him? Then really, the idea of death is there. We need to prepare for it, like it or not, love it or not. Then what should we do? What should we do? How can we extend? I always like the idea of extending my life. Like the youth here will understand what I'm going to say next. When you play Fortnite and you have an extra extra life in Fortnite, you know? An extra, or a point that you give you extra time. Can we get an extra time in our life? The answer is yes. And I'll tell you how. Even our lives, yeah, you can have extra time, extra life in this life. How can you get it? We don't know how can you say that? إذا جاء الآية this the ayah. إذا جاء أجلهم لا يستأخرون ساعة ولا يستقدمون. When your time comes, that's it. You'll be dead. No way out of it. But I'm telling you, there is a way out of it. There is a way if you're smart. There is a way if you think about it. There is a way that if you want to do it. Every one of us is rich. It's the big news. Every one of us is rich. How? You can afford coming here. You can afford the clothes you have. Then you're rich. So many people around the world, you cannot afford that. You're rich. Then really, if you have the right niyyah to do something in the sake of Allah, this is the niyyah you'll be rewarded. Kobe Bryant or anyone, I'm not talking about Kobe Bryant now. Kobe Bryant is an example of, he died and after a while we forget him. I told the people around me that who remembers in the 90s or the 80s, Magic Johnson. I don't know if you in the 90s you remember him. He was a good player too. And he was playing with Michael Jordan and so on. Many people old. But who played with him? How about the 60s? If you're old like me, over 25, like me, who remembers the people who played at that time, at that era? We don't. If you're a soccer player, no problem, let's go soccer players. Who remember who is playing with Bilayas, for example? Or remember whatever? Do you remember? No. Maybe you remember one or two. How about the rest? They did well, they gave so many. How about us after 50 years from now? Who will remember us? That's the question you need to answer. That's the reflection I got when I see Kobe Bryant died. After all, he filled the world with his actions. Now, what should I do? Back again to how can I extend my life? I like the extension for Fortnite especially. When my son plays, and let's go! I have a life! Let's go and pray my son. I have a life! Wait, Father! I cannot, if I go to pray, I lose my life! What? How many times? 5 minutes. Okay. Oh, I have another extension. Come on, I'll shut the internet. Come and pray. And he comes at the end. Because I'll shut the internet. I mean it. Then again, how can I get an extra life? I'm trying to build here a case that how can I get an extra life in our life? We can do that. You remember the hadith I narrated? إِذَا مَاتَ ابْنُ آدَمَ. If the son of Adam died, what happened to that? His deed stops. Everyone in our life, deeds stop. Us. When we die, the angels on the right and the left close the books, and that's it. And goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, preparing yourself for the hereafter. For the questioning. 99 books. Each book, as far as you can see, 99. I tell my youth, you know that now, before in my era, when someone talks on the phone, you remember the phone? Dial up, dial up. Subhanallah. How can this phone talks? Now we have this thing. It doesn't only talk, it can see you. Not only that, you remember when you go home with this new technology? To work is 20 minutes. How did it know I'm going to work? Now this thing stinks. Subhanallah, after a while, I don't know what will happen. Then really, these books, maybe will be 5D around us, or 6D, I'm not sure how does it work, but maybe our grandkids will know. Then really you need to think, how can I invest? Investing time is very important because our time is limited. Then the first thing, make your niyyah right. Have your intentions right in everything you do. Everything you do, correct your intentions. Because without it, you lose everything. The intention, that's why if you open any book of hadith, the first hadith in front of you is إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. The first one you will be hit by إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Anything. The intention is the most important thing. And if you have Allah's intention, I always say, someone who did good in this world, because this is an analogy again comes, will he go to your Jannah? And really, when someone hits you with this question, will this person, nice person, go to Jannah? I look at him and said, does he believe in my Jannah? Why do you want to come in? Hey, it's good. How can you tell it's good? If he doesn't believe my Jannah is good, maybe it's bad. For him it's bad, for me it's good. Then you have to believe that the Jannah is good. Allah is the one who created Jannah, then you can go. Then the first thing, believing in Allah, that He is the most powerful, and then get the reward. 2, the Prophet ﷺ, before he died, what he said? Every time he goes to the coma of death and comes back, he said, Hal Salla Muslimun? Did the Muslimun pray? Did they pray? Did they do their prayer? The most important thing. 3, try to stand beside the truth all the time. All the time. Clear your intentions. Adjust your thermometer. Always go on the right path. Never go to the wrong path. Make sure that if Allah is watching you now, number 4, if Allah is watching you now, will He accept this deed? If your son is watching you now, will you accept his deed? Imagine now you're on the phone, especially talking to youth, and you're doing something, and I tell you, freeze, show me what you do. Not to me, to your brother, younger brother. Will he accept what you're doing? Will what you're doing on your phone is acceptable? To your young brother. I'm not talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be questioning you. I'm talking about your young brother, your young sister. How about your father and your mother? Are you doing something good with this thing or not? By the way, this will be a witness. Everything you know is a witness. This is one of them. Whatever you do, watch what you're writing, watch what you're doing, because everything will be a witness. The last thing that I wrote today is, which I believe is the most important thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran about the died person, I want to come back. Oh Allah! Oh Allah, bring me back. Why? Why you want to come back? To pray? To fast? To do Hajj? No. لأصدق وأكون من الصالحين. الصدقة, to give and to be good. 2 things, to give and to be good. Giving is one of the most important things you can do in life. Because this is the extension I'll be talking about in the next part of the khutbah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه يا فوز المستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. أما بعد. The extension of life is one of the main things that we love in life. I wish that I can have extra lives. Like old people, like in Sayyidina Nuh time, they lived 1,000 years. Sayyidina Nuh not only lives 1,000 years, he lived more than 1,000 years. He gave da'wah 950 years. Da'wah. Only da'wah. And he lived extra. Then how can I get extra life? All of us live 60, 100. Now in this era, 100. Let's say 100. Then what's 100? I'm over 25 now, I'm almost there. What will happen? What can I do to extend? Like the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, remember the hadith? Remember the hadith I narrated? The hadith said, if the son of Adam died, what? علم ينتفع به. If I'm a scholar, and I'm writing ilm, writing books to people, alhamdulillah, I'm not one of these people. Can I get another one, oh Prophet? Can I get another chance, please? Another chance. And the Prophet said, yes, you have 2 more. And everyone can do the 2 more. Everyone. Every one of you can do the 2 more and the other 2. No excuses. The first one, what? Sadaqatul jariyah. Give in the sake of Allah. If you go to any mosque, any masjid, you go to, don't get out of it until you put something in the box. Even at 25 cents. Even if you go back home, put something there in this mosque. You don't know which dollar sadaqa will take you to heaven? Which one will take you to heaven? Very important. Anywhere, try to put something there in this place. This is a donation sadaqah that will stay with you. And tell, oh Allah, thank you. I'm thanking you for making me come to pray. Here. This is a zakah for my money, for my thing, for my body. It's not a zakah, it's a sadaqah. It's for you. Sadaqatun jariyah. Not only that, what sadaqah jariyah to be to? Building hospitals, doing good, any good, giving the charity. I have to stop here. Like the people outside, they ask, they have a thing. If you know them, okay. But usually, most of them are professionals. Especially, I don't know, some of them are wearing hijab. And I stopped once, I said, Assalamu alaikum. And she looked at me and said, what? Oh, alaikum assalam, how are you? I said, okay. Are you a Muslim? I said, yes, I'm a Muslim. I said, okay. Do you know anything about Islam? I said, yes. Do you can recite Al-Fatiha even? No. Most of them are professionals. Some of them even are not Muslims. I'm telling you, that's the truth that you have. Some of them, even back home, they are professionals. Some in the YouTube, you can watch them. Some of them has houses and buildings. And please, don't give them. If you want to give the people who can donate to them. Food banks everywhere. Every mosque has a food bank. Every mosque has a school that they need money. And this brings me to the next one and the last one. وَلَدٌ صَالِحٌ يَدْعُو لَهُ. If you have a son, a daughter, who can pray for you, ask Allah, raise their hand after you go away and remember you. Again, I'm telling you, Kobe Bryant, will he be remembered? The only people who remember his kids. And after a while, even they will not. He's gone. Your grandfather, your father, if you're older like me, like over 25, well, how long do you remember your father? Once a day. But the Islam, by the way, for the father and mother especially, I tell everyone, if you want to do good to them, each prayer between the sujood, you say, it makes you Subhan Rabbil A'la, Subhan Rabbil A'la, Subhan Rabbil Allahu Akbar, you sit. What do you say in the sitting? Many of the people said you don't say anything. No, you say something. Allahumma ighfir li wa liwalidayya wa lilmuslimin ajma'in. Allahumma ighfir li, oh Allah, forgive me and forgive my parents. Remember the dua. Some of the ulama put it a must to do because they are the most important. Allahumma ighfir li, first it's me. Allahumma ighfir li, oh Allah, forgive me, forgive my parents. Between each sujood. You do sujood, Subhan Rabbil A'la, Subhan Rabbil A'la, Allahu Akbar, you sit. Allahumma ighfir li wa liwalidayya. And you want extra? وَأَصْحَابِ حُقْ عَلَيَّ. And anyone who I owe him anything. Or lil-Muslimin ajma'in, whatever you want to choose. But first two, Allahumma ighfir li wa liwalidayya. Then the most important people to be a good son or daughter to your father or mother, do that. And teach your kids to do that so that they can do it for you. I'm smart. I'm trying to be smart. I'm teaching my son to do it for me because every time we do the sujood, he gives me hasanat. He's sending me a dua. Why not? Someone with you will come and say, Allah didn't give me kids. I don't have. What can I do? Subhanallah. I cannot. Or I have kids that, may Allah forgive us all and make us, he left Islam. Or he's not there anymore. What can I do? You can do, this condition is not for me. No, it's still for you. The condition stands. How? In each mosque, as far as I know, there is a school, kind of school. In here we have Dar al-Quran. I'll talk about what we have. In here we have Dar al-Quran. We have more than 300 students. Almost 70 of them, we cannot afford. We're still accepting, and there is a list of more students, but we cannot afford more for space and money. If you can, before you leave, try to support. This is one of our major things. And you can give zakat to that part too. And there is no discussion about it, no debate about it. This is one of the things. Okay, what can I do if this happens? He doesn't know me, this son. If he taught Islamic studies, yes, it is. Then really he will be getting every dua comes from him, you will have a share of it. Because you're one of the supporters. You supported him. You supported him. In this masjid, we support them all out of you. Out of the donations, some part out of the donations. Out of the good heart of the people. But we need support more. Because there are so many that they need. So many that they want that. And the extra life, again, for the people who are coming late, and I'm asking why you're late, but I'm not going to ask. Because the time said it's almost 2:50. Please come on time. Please, I beg you all, to get the extra reward. But again, back again to the extra life for the youth. Remember the fortnight? We want to play, we get extra life. The extra life is by giving. Give. By the way, sometimes you say, what can I give? I cannot afford money, as for example. Someone will say, I cannot afford money. I cannot afford that. I cannot afford this. Every one of you, every one of us is strong in something. Everyone, and I can guarantee 100%, 100%, every one of us has power in something. Even young boy here, he has more knowledge on Fortnite than me, definitely. He knows better. Some of the youth smiling. Some of the youth knows Fortnite more than me. They're powerful in Fortnite. Then they know more than me, which is no good. It's okay with me. I have no problem. Then every one of you is good in something. Donate from that good. If you're strong in computers, come and try to do something in computers in the mosque. Not, it doesn't have to be here. I'm not asking about here. Anywhere, any place. I have 2 hours, I can give it to the mosque nearby me. Good. Perfect. That's what I want to hear. I have some time, 2 hours, to maybe, I'm a strong man, I'll clean the place. I'm a plumber, I go and see if there's some plumbing problem. I'm a carpenter, I see that if he needs this. I'm doing this, I can do that. Everyone has powers. What's your power? Then your problem is you need to search for your power. And if you know it, donate from it. Whatever it is. I'm not asking only about money. I'm asking about your good part, good powers. What do you have? But really money is, again, we will live with money. We need money to support our youth. We need money to proceed in our lives. We need money to build the place. We need money to support the youth. Because really, every now and then I hear someone leaving Islam, which is kind of scary for me. Wallahi, sometimes I am very scared of even my son. Who said that he doesn't leave Islam? Who said that? I'll tell you a story, a true story. I was meeting before I was building this place, I met a sheikh whose son was memorizing the Quran, and a girl took him out of Islam. Totally out. Out. I remember Dr. Abdullah Idris said that if you have a son or a daughter who are good to you, prostrate to Allah. It makes sujood to Allah, thanking Him. Him, not anyone else. Thanking Him that He gave you this son. Because anyone can go away. Any one of us. Even us, adults, can go away. Who said they can stop? With everything around us. With all the shuyukh that we hear now in every TV telling us that everything is halal. If you need anything halal, I can find a sheikh telling you it's halal. Anything. Anything. I'm not joking. Anything. Then we really need to teach our youth to be good and to learn the right Islam. Everyone here, I'm talking to you now, I'm really kind of limited now. I'm talking about this place. Because I'm here. We are here, all of us. Wallahi, I'll tell everyone, I gave a khatira before. Why we are here, everyone? Why we are not in different era? Allah is the one who chose us. Everyone I see faces here. If I was back home, I will never see every one of you. Allah brought us from back home to here. Allah brought us from anywhere, any back home of yours, to come to this place and to pray today. Why? For a reason. Find the reason. Find why you are here. Try to clarify your intentions. Try to be good to that, what Allah gave you. Because you will be questioned on everything you do. And every youth here needs your help and needs your support. That's why I ask everyone, bring your son with you into pray Isha. Even if he plays, it's okay. If you have time, bring him in. Any youth, please come. Let him pray with us. Let him see the Muslims. Boys or girls, I'm talking about women. Boys or girls, bring them in. Having hijab on or off, bring them in. That sick person goes to the doctor. We are the doctors here. The mosque is the doctor. Bring everyone in and don't get him scared. Reward him. When your son, okay. My wife is a doctor. When you go to the doctor and you want to give him vaccination, what do you do? I saw it myself. What do you do? The assistant gets the needle and goes to the patient, to the young boy or girl, to get him. Who holds him? The father or the mother holds the son. And the kid is crying. Wallahi, crying. And everyone is laughing. He's crying. The assistant is laughing. I'm laughing outside. And the father, oh, don't worry, you're a good man, you're a strong man. And he gives the vaccination, and everyone gets him some candy or chocolate. Oh, so happy. Why? Because we know that the vaccination will make him better. The same idea. When you bring your son or daughter to the masjid, I'm not saying it's like vaccination, I'm not going that way, but at least some people, it's very hard to bring him in. If you look at any masjid, I'm talking about any masjid, and look at the youth, most of them are sitting back home playing Fortnite again, or NBA, and you ask them to come, I have to finish, I have to get on my extra life. Bring them in, reward them. Come with me, and I will give you this incentive. Come tomorrow, there's a family night, and inshallah come with them. We have a magician, or we're trying to be as creative as possible, to bring them in to have fun here. Try to come, to have the family, to have the friends. Again, back to Dar al-Quran, to have someone to make dua to you. Try to support. We have here more than 70, we need the support. I'll finish with that. The Prophet ﷺ always didn't kick anyone out. Always loves everyone. The Prophet ﷺ, imagine a head of the state, a head and a prophet, and a married man. All of that. He walks in the streets and he sees a young boy crying. A young boy crying. And he stops. Why are you crying? And he said, I had a bird and he's crying and he's dead. And the Prophet looked at him and started his passion with him. Don't worry, he's okay. Don't worry, he's gonna better. Imagine now, I'm imagining this thing. Imagine that you're standing there and just the dog comes to you and said, what's the problem? What's happening? You'll be surprised. Why are you talking to me? But the Prophet, ﷺ, and every one of you is a representative. Every one of you is a representative of the Prophet. Every one of you has to work like that. The prophecy has ended. You are the representative. Are you a good representative? Are you? Do you do good things? Ask yourself. Anyway, I have to conclude. I'm talking about the extra life. I like always to talk about the extra life. And I'm repeating all the time. Teach your kids. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use kids. We don't have kids. We have youth. We have adults. Why? Because a 9 years old Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Abdullah ibn Abbas gave us a big hadith, 9 years old. A big hadith, Ya ghulam inni u'allimuka kalimat, ihfazillah yahfaz. It's a khutbah by itself. This hadith is a khutbah by itself. And a 17 years old was the head of army. Head of army. Imagine. How did these people get this knowledge? From places like this place. From places like this place. Get taught from people. Try their best to join. Try to help. If you have a son, try to get him in if you have time. If you don't, try to support by anything. anything will happen, will help. This is very important. Your intention, then really, let's conclude. Your intention is very important. Number one is the intention. Number two is always make prayer on time and teach your kids to make prayer on time. Number three, and by the way, if you pray at my masjid, I remember something. If you pray in the masjid and you go home and you find your son playing Fortnite, can I pray again? The answer is yes. Go, even ask the prayer, even ask the prayer. Even ask the prayer. If your son didn't pray, pray with him. Pray with him, and sometimes make him the imam. Even if he's young, it's okay. If you're sure that he doesn't have even wudu right, do it. Make him the imam. Give him the confidence. But the problem is, until 18 years old, you're a kid. You're not authorized to do this. We bring up kids that they cannot even take a decision. 18 years old. No, bring him as a man. You are a man, you are a leader. Lead me. Hit the prayer. Father, you prayed at the masjid. Okay, what's the problem? I'll pray with you. I prayed what? In the masjid. It's okay. Pray again. Who said you cannot? Who said you cannot? You can. Pray Isha with your son again when you go home. Bring your daughter. Bring everyone in the home. I'll pray with you. Make wudu again. Extra hasanat. You need it. You need the hasanat. Always remember to stand in front of the truth. And always remember to support the truth. And stand up in front of the batil. And finishing, remember to get the extra hasanat, the extra dua. And I'll conclude, finish. Remember the dua, I always teach everyone. Between the sujood, سبحان ربي الأعلى, سبحان الله أكبر, اللهم اغفر لي ولوالدي ولأصحاب الحقوق علي, اللهم اغفر لي ولوالدي المسلمين أجمعين. Remember this dua because they are in need. Your parents, alive or dead? Alive or dead? Because this is to prove that you are a walad salih. اللهم اجعلنا صالحين. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا. اللهم يمن كتابنا ويسر حسابنا واجعل الجنة دارنا. اللهم بارك في أولادنا. اللهم اجعلهم مسلمون أتقياء صحاء أقوياء. اللهم اجعل أولادنا مسلمون أتقياء صحاء أقوياء. اللهم بارك في أولادنا واجعلهم مسلمون أتقياء صحاء أقوياء. اللهم اغفر لنا ولوالدينا والمسلمين أجمعين. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.